Hey there guys, I wanted to do a quick video today talking about what I carry in my tackle box and kind of what I do with my tackle and how I carry it and all that fun stuff. So starting off, I've got my main box right here. This is full of my bass fishing gear, and I use this whenever I go bass fishing, technically because it's my bass fishing gear. Yeah. So I've got a few things in here that I like to use. I try to keep things pretty simple because, you know, you get good at stuff that you know how to use. So I try to get to know how to use all of these different baits. And yeah. Okay, so the first thing that I want to look at here is what I like to use the most. And that would be in this little compartment right here. So starting off, we've got little trailer hooks for my spinner baits. If you guys didn't know, spinner baits are some of my favorite things to use because I don't know, I just think they work the best for me, and they're pretty versatile. And yeah, so first thing, and my go-to, is a MEPS number 3 with this white tail, which is hard to find. Luckily there's a place in town here where I can get these. I have a hard time finding them at like Shields or Bass Pro or Academy, so it's kind of nice to stock up on these while I'm down here. So this is definitely my go-to, one of my absolute hands down favorites. The next thing that we're going to look at is these other ones in here. These are just your generic spinner baits. Got just silver and white. These seem to work pretty dang good kind of wherever you go. White's a good color to go with. I've also got a red one right here, red and black, with a red spinner. That works alright. And then I've got a green one that's kind of junked out because it's so old and it's been kind of sitting there, and my stuff's kind of not been taken care of this summer because I was gone, and you know, it's kind of in my truck a lot. So yeah. Next thing that we're going to look at here is a jerk bait. One of my favorites is this one right here. Just pretty simple, silvery white-ish kind of shad color. And you know, jerk baits are great for when it's colder outside, and they're a really great tool to use for finding fish. I really can't say anything bad about jerk baits. I think I should start using them more than I do now. I've also got this other one right here. I'm pretty sure everybody's got one of these. They're just awesome. Good go-to bait when you're finding fish. Moving on, we're going to go up here. What we've got is a couple cranks. I don't know what these ones are. I think this one's probably like a Bass Pro one. I don't know what this one is. I think I got this in a mystery tackle box or something. Anyways, these are great to use when you're fishing rocky stuff. You know, bass fishing. You know, you tend to know when you need to use it, and you use it. So I usually don't use cranks all that much, but they're nice to have, and you know, when the time comes to use them, I'll use them. Next thing we have is a lipless crank. I love lipless cranks because they rattle, they give you good action, and this one here, I got this one in a mystery tackle box. If you look at it from a different angle, the colors change, so I thought that was pretty cool. This one does look like a shad, and it's kind of bleeding, I guess. I really don't know. I know that bass will hit red stuff like in this area. I've heard things like that. So red's a good color to have on white, red on white. Just kind of catches the eye better. Moving on, what we've got is a topwater pencil bait. I think that's what it's called. I've had this thing for years. I mean, when I say years, I'm not kidding. This thing has been around for years. It was in my dad's tackle box from the time I was little, and I've always liked using this thing in farm ponds. I have caught numerous bass on this, and it is always a go-to on summer nights when it's nice and hot and the water's really still. The bass just seem to love this thing. It's really good in the mornings too. Down here we've got just your generic jig. Nothing special here. Missing a trailer on it. You know, it's good for rocky bottoms and farm ponds, anything really. I just like to have this. Jigs are good. Over here we've got just a topwater popper. You guys should know what those are. And last thing we have is down in this corner right here, and that's some frogs. I've got 3 different types of frogs. This is a Dackelberg frog, I think that's what it's called. It's by River to Sea. Basically, this thing dives down and then comes back up, and it dives down again, comes back up when you move it, so that's really cool. This one is a popper frog, so it's got a popper mouth on it, which is pretty cool, and so basically puts off a lot more bubbles. Haven't caught anything on this, but I'm sure I will eventually. Last thing we have here is just your generic hollow body frog. These are great. Alright, so moving on, we're going to go to this tackle box I've got right here. As you can tell, it's pretty worn. I use it the most of anything else because it holds all my hooks and all that fun stuff, as you can see right here. So what we've got here is just hooks on hooks on hooks. You know, different sizes. I got drop shot hooks, wide gaps, straight shank, offsets, treble hooks, just bait holding hooks, and a few other things. I've also got some weight sinkers right here for catfish, treble hooks for catfish, you know, swivels and clips and 3-way swivels and all this other fun stuff. Got some circle hooks in here. These are jack hooks, circle hooks. I've also got just a little kind of spoon-like thing. This thing's pretty good for white bass. Over here we got split shot and some jigs, and then these are like swivel head jig things. So basically the hook can swivel on the head, which is cool. I haven't had a chance to use these yet, but they look cool. So that's about it in here. A tip for you guys is if you are tired of having rusty hooks and stuff, get some of these little things that come in different stuff that you buy. Basically they absorb moisture so your hooks won't rust if you have some of those in there. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to cover here, or second to last, is this bag. If you guys don't have one of these, I recommend you getting them because they're great for holding soft plastics, and that's what I've got in here. So I've got, oh, there's spinnerbait in there. Some just generic, I think those are flukes or something. I don't use those. Got a whole bunch of different soft plastics in here. Got some jigs for crappies and other little fish like that. I just kind of use these bags to store other soft plastics I have. I've got a whole box of them that I got from a boss at work. Made a trade, and I got a whole Plano box full of them. So I try and keep those loaded up. Got a little minnows right here, little swim baits. That one's empty. Some more little worms. These are more for drop shot rigs. Those are awesome. Another little thing of tube baits, empty bags, little grubs I've had forever. I don't have much luck with grubs. Some of my favorites right here: 10-inch worms, watermelon, chartreuse, something or another. I got some other randoms that I got in mystery tackle box. You know, rage tail worms, craws, little thingies. I don't know what these are. Yeah, I've seen those. Those work good. And then some drop shot worms and other plastics. Yeah. So basically, these little rings here hold the bags in, and you know, it's really nice, compact, and holds them in. You know. So that's where I keep my soft plastics. The last thing I wanted to cover real quick is this bag that I've got. It's just a little Bassmaster bag. Nothing special. It holds my little hook box, so when I'm going for catfish, I can use this. I keep a thing of 40-pound mono in there for leaders, and got a couple treble hook things in there, and then this outside pouch, I've got some pliers. Those are always nice to have, just in case I forget my Leatherman. So that's all I've got. I try to keep things pretty minimal. I try to keep things to where it's simple. I know how to use them. I know where everything is. And I don't like carrying too much stuff, because when I move, I don't want to have to lug around a whole bunch of gear. So that's how that works for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe to stay up to date on more videos that come out on this channel. And yeah, that's all I got. be looking forward to some more videos coming up pretty soon.